Yo, what up, Street Dogs? There, Kim. All right, the thought. Actors versus the real deal. So, nowadays, it's typically seen that actors are good. Like, you watch an action film, the lead action star, kind of seen as a hero. And everyone wants to become that actor or that individual. Now, what is the problem? I think the problem is, are they actors or the real deal? So what's the difference and why does this matter? So nowadays, to be a famous actor is kind of seen as like a good thing, but actually back in the days, it was seen as an insult to be an actor. Like in ancient Rome, for the most part, actors were kind of seen as like pseudo slaves. Like the actor wasn't actually very important. It was more of like the playwright. So whoever wrote it was the big deal. But the actors themselves were just kind of pawns. They weren't actually that important. So this is actually one thing I find interesting. So I recently watched Mission Impossible the other day and thinking about Tom Cruise. So Tom Cruise, respect for him like in terms of his longevity, but his movie self, his kind of like this, Ethan Hawke kind of macho cool dude character, right? But in real life, I have no idea who this dude is in real life. So like in his movie self and his real life self, they're kind of two different people. Like, I don't know, I think in real life, Tom Cruise, kind of weird Scientologist or something like that. Like, and I actually have no idea how he acts behind hidden doors. Whereas a much more respectable character, in my opinion, is probably more like a Keanu Reeves. Like, it seems that his movie self and his real life self are actually kind of one and the same. So for example, to my understanding, Keanu Reeves in real life kind of does live like a pseudo monk. Like he just lives in hotel rooms. He's been single for so long. I don't know, I think I saw he recently got hooked up with somebody, but his lone wolf personality as John Wick, it actually seems like it's kind of the real deal. Now, impossible to know what people are really like behind closed doors, and actually that's my personal ambition, is that my Eric Kimness in my videos is kind of the same me in real life. And I think this is the ultimate stamp of authenticity and the ultimate stamp that uses the real deal. So yeah, so just kind of realize in this crazy world in which we live in, it seems like the optimal goal is for us to, act out our own personal life journey, and for us to remember that we are actually the action stars in our own action flick, which we call life. And my practical thought is, live your life how you would like to live if it was a movie, right? So, people say that's not practical, whatever, but I'm like, dude, honestly, at this point, fuck practicality. It's more about kind of having fun with reality, reinterpret, reimagine reality. Just kind of have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. And yeah, just know that, the individual human spirit is insanely epic. I don't think we've quite fully realized our fullest potential as human beings yet, because there's too many distractions. So my personal life goal now is to see how I could become the most maximally epic human being and getting the maximal upsides of technology with the minimal downsides. Now, I don't quite know what the formula is yet, but I'm searching. So hopefully my legacy is going to be like Eric Kim devoted his whole life to see how far he could take his own human abilities, his human spirit, whatever it is. And Eric Kim refused to compromise. Eric Kim might have burnt a few bridges along the way and been an asshole, but he did it for the betterment of humanity, for the greater good, and so forth. And yeah, like, you know, I think the goal too is you have to be extremely selfish. You can't placate the morals and the ethics of others. And also knowing in life, if you do what you consider the right thing, most likely you will not be commended with laurels, which mean that, you know, in real life, when you do what you personally care for and stuff like that, you're not going to be rewarded. So wise you to do it. Who's going to reward you? Ain't nobody going to reward you but yourself. So yeah, just in your life, think critically about what you personally care for and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind and how you want to devote your life to see how epic you could become.